President Museveni launched the Presidential Fast Track Initiative a year ago aimed at ending HIV/AIDS infection as a public health threat in Uganda by 2030. This initiative was the first of its kind in Africa and the entire world. Over the years, the country has registered significant reductions in new infections from 135,000 in 2010 to approximately 60,000 in 2016. However, current reports on HIV prevalence, as told by the United Nations Resident Coordinator Rosa Malango, are shocking.
Every week, 950 Ugandans acquire HIV. I repeat, every week, 950 Ugandans acquire HIV. And unfortunately, most of them are young girls. I want us to pause and think, what are the implications of these numbers for Uganda that wants to become a middle-income country? What kind of citizens is the country going to have if we don't stop these numbers?
Malango spoke at the National HIV Prevention Symposium in Kampala early this week, where little male involvement in HIV prevention was cited as an impediment in reducing the virus.
Men don't want to test, men don't want to test. But we were just talking, men don't want to test. What have we done about the men who don't want to test?
This little commitment is bound to affect Uganda's 2016 political declaration on HIV and AIDS, which aims at reducing new infections and the global goal of ending AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. Compulsory HIV testing is among the measures suggested by residents in Budondo Sub-County, Jinja District, as the only way of ending the epidemic.
Bombi omwana bamutwoleko omusaayi n'omuntu oyo amutwaire yena bamutwoleko omusaayi babone bwayimereire awo nekidda okulwanisa akawuka ako kuba nti kakendeera
ekyandikola kuba mu byalo bwe tujjamu outreaches abasinga tibaiddayo era oyagaana nga mu bantu betukebeire abasaada babaamu bataano nga bakazina abangi kale abasaada moserekere abasinga tibafaayo kwekebeza akawuka kuba baidi nga batambulira wangi.
Then it must be compulsory in health centers that if somebody enters the health center for any test, they first test for HIV. Let it be a government policy that everybody must be tested for HIV.
This interface with the In-Country Global Fund Board, the Uganda Country Coordinating Mechanism for Global Fund, during their recent site visit to Eastern Uganda.
Checking everyone at the health center who has come isn't bad. But again, you have to follow the word. The eligibility of the person you are going to test. Instead of wasting the resources testing each and everybody. Yeah, you cannot test a mother and then test a baby of 2 years.
Dr. Herbert Triagenda, a member sitting on the In-Country Global Fund Board, says compulsory testing will most likely discredit the current achievements.
Our policy is to test and treat, and that's what we shall continue to advocate for. As you know, we have the 90-90-90 goal, so we believe this should be able to take us at the levels that we want, and if we make it compulsory, then we may go backwards because people will begin shunning the health centers or whatever it is. So let it continue to be voluntary, but then how do we advocate for it and advance it? That would be.
In August last year, Zambian President Edgar Lungu announced compulsory HIV and AIDS testing in all government health facilities as part of his government plans to eradicate the diseases by 2030. The country had one of the highest HIV infection rates in the world, with an estimated 13% of its 14 million people infected. However, the Zambian government backed down on its once non-negotiable policy following countrywide uproar among health activists. A 2017 World Health Organization and UNAIDS statement on HIV testing services says that HIV testing, no matter how it is delivered, must always respect personal choice and adhere to ethical and human rights principles. It makes it clear that World Health Organization and UNAIDS do not recommend mandatory, compulsory or coerced HIV testing of individuals on public health grounds. The only mandatory testing that they support are screening for HIV and other blood-borne infections of all blood destined for transfusion or for manufacture of blood products, screening of donors prior to all procedures involving transfer of body fluids or body parts such as artificial insemination and organ transplant. Bernard Higa, UBC TV in Kampala.